What is going on, everyone? It is your boy CJR Sports, and today we're coming at you with another NFL news video. And so today there's been a lot of news. A lot of people still talk about the whole Baker Mayfield trade to Carolina, and now that kind of brought up some controversy, where Jimmy G's going. But we have all of that for you in today's video. Before we start, please subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 100 subscribers. And if you do like all the news breaks and stuff like that, please leave a like so I know to keep making more of these videos. But without further ado, let's get right into all of the news that's happened today so far. The biggest thing I want to talk about before getting into Baker Mayfield again, to me, was Von Miller. Von Miller decided to would have taken less money to go play for his hometown team, Dallas Cowboys, but the offer that they gave him was just way too low for his liking. Dallas is, the same offer that Dallas gave to Von Miller was the same offer that was given to Randy Gregory before he decided to go to Denver, which is technically, I believe it was the same offer to go to Denver from Dallas, but I think he had a change of heart or something like that. I believe that's what they said. But Dallas technically lost out on 2 pass rushers due to underpaying per performance. But the offer that Von Miller received from the Dallas Cowboys was 5 years, $70 million. I believe the first 3 were guaranteed. Very it's not similar to Buffalo, but similar to the guarantees. Von Miller is guaranteed 3-year, $51 million from the Buffalo Bills, but his entire contract is a 6-year, $120 million over 6 years, which is astronomical amount of money. And he came out yesterday in, I believe, a press conference, or words around the facilities, that he plans and wants to play out his entire 6-year contract with the Buffalo Bills. He is 33 now. He'll be 39 when that contract is up. So that, you can kind of infer he wants to retire a Bill. As much as he played for the Denver Broncos, and a lot of the change that he has seen over this last, what was the trade back in November. I mean, he was heartbroken to leave the Denver Broncos. The short stint that he was with the Rams, they won a Super Bowl, and he was going to re-sign with the Rams. Decided not to, due with the Rams being very tight on money and giving money technically elsewhere. Some of the money that was going to be allocated to Von Miller went to Bobby Wagner. And be able to extend Cooper Kupp and sign Allen Robinson. So Von Miller kind of wasn't in the cards for the Rams. He went elsewhere to the Buffalo Bills, which is and betting odds is the team to beat for the Super Bowl right now. So you can say what you want, but I think Von Miller made the correct decision to go to Buffalo over, I guess, Dallas, who's not even betting odds to be the top of their division. But sucks for Dallas that they lost on 2 pass rushers, and Randy Gregory and Von Miller, that were very close to signing, but decided to go elsewhere. And now with the team that's on your screen, the Carolina Panthers, a lot of reports came out saying that the Panthers do not intend to trade Sam Darnold, that Darnold and Mayfield will compete for the starting job in Carolina. You got to remember, Sam Darnold is getting paid more. When teams particularly pay players more, they kind of want them to play still. And they don't intend to trade him. They still have P.J. Walker on the team, and they have Matt Corral. So they have a 4-quarterback backfield. That's one that's going to be wasting a roster spot. Does Sam Darnold have any trade value? And unless the Carolina takes some of that contract, very similar to Baker Mayfield, I don't think he has any trade value at all, in my opinion, only as a backup, so the Carolina's going to have to eat most of that cap? Or is he going to be cut and Carolina's going to have a bunch of dead cap to deal with? But at least you know who will be the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. That's going to be Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold. But I think the most realistic option is that P.J. Walker is not going to be in the cards, and he's probably going to be the one that's going to have to bite the bullet and probably the one that's going to be cut, from the team. But kind of piggybacking off Baker Mayfield being the starting quarterback, if he's the starting quarterback, the betting odds now are saying that the Panthers are going to be starting Baker Mayfield, and the betting odds kind of shifted, I guess if you want to say to the better, for the Carolina Panthers. To win the NFC South, they were plus 1,200, and now they are plus 1,000. To win the NFC, they stayed the same at plus 5,000, but to win the Super Bowl, they were at 12,500, and they moved to 10,000. So they have a little bit of better odds. So, in the long run, do we think that they made the best decision? Say what you want. They gave up a condition, a compensatory 5th round pick that can turn into a 4th round pick if he plays 70% of snaps for the Carolina Panthers, which probably seems like it's going to be a 4th round pick for Baker Mayfield. Not even next draft, it's the following draft. It's in draft in 2 years. So say what you want. He's definitely not going to be the future. He's going to be on a different team next year. Definitely interesting to see how Baker Mayfield performs, but Vegas is projecting that Baker should have a bigger impact than Sam Darnold did for the Carolina Panthers. A little bit of USFL news. The Defensive Player of the Year, Chris Odom, has 3 teams that is technically working him out in the facility. Odom's agent, Louis Bing, did not say the 3 teams that are working him out, so we kind of have to take his word for him. But being the Defensive Player of the Year, I can definitely see maybe a roster that needs a little pick me up, and especially a player that's kind of say what you want about the USFL, there was definitely some high moments, and of course there were definitely some low moments. He's a player. I don't think he can definitely be a rotational player on someone's defense. Do I have any idea? It could be like a hometown team, either the Texans, the Houston Texans, because he played for the Houston Gamblers. So it could be the Texans, it could be the Cowboys, that are definitely 2, maybe the 3 teams that are trying him out. I don't know that. That is just my guess. A little bit of news, and the reason why I kind of waited on this is I don't like breaking news like this, but Bears wide receiver David Moore was arrested, I believe, yesterday on drug and weapon charges. He was arrested in his hometown of Texas. He was released from jail on bail of $5,000. And the thing about David Moore is, he got a contract from the Panthers, and then ever since then he didn't perform. He was cut. I think he was drafted. This is top of my head. I'm not reading anything. I think he was drafted at the Seattle Seahawks. Worked to a 2-year contract with the Panthers, did not make it past the first year, and then was picked up, practice squad cut, picked up, cut, practice squad cut, and he finally kind of got a gig where, a job where he can actually perform on the field. And when you have an incident like this, we can definitely see the Bears cutting David Moore, and if not, this is not going to help him make the 53-man roster. He hasn't really made many 53-man rosters as of late, so something like this to happen where a team that really needs wide receiver help and a guy that has some upside, it would be unfortunate that he didn't make it because of him being stupid with drug and weapon charges. So now let's pick it up after we just heard about a guy that got arrested. Let's pick it up. Congrats to Trent Williams. Madden 2023 ratings aren't supposed to come out until July 18th, which is on the Monday, and they're supposed to be out, coming out. Quarterbacks will come out, then wide receivers, then running backs, then defensive players, edge rushers, defensive backs will come out. They'll make it a whole week thing. But Trent Williams, technically was the first one. We got a little sneak peek. He's the first offensive lineman in Madden franchise history to be the first ever rated 99 overall. So congrats to him. That must be big. He's one hell of a lineman. You don't see really pulling tackles anymore. They put him at fullback, sometimes even H-back, back there. He is a monster. San Francisco definitely got what they were looking for when they traded for Trent Williams. Congrats to him. Well-deserved. A few teams have reached out to the Chicago Bears about acquiring Robert Quinn. The Chiefs are a team to look out for. Their name has been kind of surfaced around Robert Quinn. And to kind of put in perspective for you, think of Chris Jones in the middle. You have Robert Quinn on the other side. And then you have their new first round rookie, who I can't think of, and the moment he has a George Karlaftis. I didn't get to type it in. George Karlaftis. That's a nasty front, and they also technically still have Melvin Ingram as well. So, they're trying to acquire pass rush. Robert Quinn had 18.5 sacks last season, I believe. I think that's what the stats that I brought up. He had 18.5 sacks last season, which is bananas. That would be unfortunate for the Bears. They trade Khalil Mack, and then they're going to go off and potentially trade Robert Quinn. So, the Bears are definitely in full-blown rebuild if they decide to trade away Robert Quinn. And so, very heartfelt news, and I know this is inspiring around NFL and ESPN all day, but the Raiders are naming former Nevada Gaming Control Board Chairwoman Sandra Douglass Morgan as their new team president. She is the first black female team president in NFL history, so, clap it up for her. Congratulations, that's awesome. I know Chandler Jones was one of the players that I saw today take to Twitter, saying that he could not be any more proud of the organization for making like a move like this. He's proud to be a Raider. So I think, it's big for the Raiders, big for, minority women to have a change to really make not only minority women, just minorities in general to, be in those executive positions, and then especially a minority woman. So congrats to her for breaking those boundaries. Wow, we need more women like that. A couple of more things before we get you out of there. As you see from my first news break, I was very, talked a lot. It's just news. I kind of give you a little bit of my opinion on it, but for the most part, just news. Ravens signed a 1-year deal with pass rusher Justin Houston, who is coming back to Baltimore for another year. He wasn't as productive, but with David Ajabo, who they drafted this offseason, he's going to need some time. So he's not fully healed. So why not have Justin Houston teach David Ajabo and have Odafe Owoye, something like that. It's Odafe Owoye, who was a standout beast rookie last year. Have him on one side, David Ajabo on the other side, and you can have Justin Houston just for this year until David Ajabo gets better. David Ajabo is going to be able to learn behind Justin Houston for a year. That's going to be massive for him. And that he's one of the generational's best pass rushers. So he only had 4.5 sacks last year, but he's going to be more of the leader in the locker room and really helping out the rookies and the younger pass rushers. That's really what this signing is for. And for our last piece of news, two things. The Athletic, Nate Taylor, reports MVS, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, was the best receiver during the Chiefs' offseason program, so minicamp and OTAs. It looks like MVS is the receiver number one, and that's what you want to call it for Patrick Mahomes right now. So that's some fantasy football news. If you're drafting MVS in your sleeper leagues, I don't know why you'd have a draft this late, even before training camp, but if you do, congrats to you if you drafted MVS. He's one player that we've been kind of targeting. I've been targeting Sky Moore a little bit more. I've been staying away from Juju. I've been saying all along I'm not a big Juju fan. It would be MVS or Sky Moore for me, and, looks like I have been right. And our last piece of news, I don't know how I feel about this, but the top destinations for Jimmy Garoppolo are the Falcons, Browns, and Texans. An honorable mention that I want to personally add in there is the 49ers. There's a weird feeling to me that I just don't think he's going to go anywhere. If he would, I think he would already be gone by now. With everyone hyping up Trey Lance, I think if the 49ers really wanted Trey Lance to start, I think Jimmy G would already be gone by now. The Falcons have Marcus Mariota. They have Desmond Ridder behind them. I mean, personally, I don't like the Falcons going out and going to go get Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Arthur Smith has a type at quarterback, just like as boys we have a type for girls. Arthur Smith has a type for quarterbacks. There's a reason why they wanted Marcus Mariota to groom Desmond Ridder. That's kind of the style, the run RPO kind of style quarterback that they're looking for. Jimmy G does not fit that style of offense. So that's one reason why I don't like the Falcons. The Browns, someone very similar to Baker Mayfield, is one reason why I just don't feel like that would make sense. They got rid of Baker Mayfield for the reason that he doesn't have a big arm. He's more of a pocket passer, a precision type quarterback from around, 10 to 25 yards out. And he's, good at the boot action, play action passes. That's what he's good at. That's exactly what Jimmy G ran perfectly in San Francisco. I don't think they want that. That's why they went out and they gave out boatload of picks for Deshaun Watson. For 1 year, if you want Jimmy G, but you're going to have to, they're already paying their quarterbacks the most amount of, their top two, I think, right now, and paying their quarterback for the most amount of money in the NFL. So they're going to have the 49ers pick up the majority of the salary cap for Jimmy Garoppolo if that is a trade. But if not, I don't see a trade happening. And the last one's the Texans. If you feel like this one makes, to me, the most sense, not for Jimmy Garoppolo, just for the Texans. Like, you need a face of the franchise. Do I think Jimmy Garoppolo could be the face of the franchise or is going to be if he's traded? No, but there's definitely a chance where he can play 10 years in Houston. Who says he can't? I believe he's only like 27. He's been to 2 NFC Championship games and a Super Bowl. I mean, this guy brings the 49ers to the NFC Championship game and damn near beats the Rams, and then all of a sudden now he's going to get his job taken by a rookie. I mean, isn't that a little crazy to you guys? So maybe him going to the Texans have money where they can pick up the majority of his salary, if not all of his salary. He can play, and the Texans can see what kind of connection he has with Brandon Cooks, rookie John Mechie. So, I mean, I think out of those three, that one makes a sense for a trade, but the one that makes the most sense for me is really him staying with the 49ers for at least one more year. That's what makes sense for me. It's personally sounds like that Trey Lance is not 100% or a player that they thought he was going to be coming out, maybe having a year behind Jimmy Garoppolo and then playing. But from what it sounds like, And from kind of like, if you want to do like a little inferencing, Jimmy G would already be gone now if all of their chips were in Trey Lance playing this year. I don't think they would have like a open quarterback competition if Trey Lance was ready and prepared. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I told you earlier, go like this video if you enjoy these news breaks. Subscribe for more. And it's your boy, CJR Sports, and I'm out. Peace, guys.